In a small town, there lived a family who were hunted by some researchers. This family of three are known for their powers in their town. The mother has the ability to disappear. The son has the ability to turn into a big bear, while the daughter has the ability to turn into a sparrow. One evening, the mother took her children out for dinner. While seated in a nearby restaurant enjoying their meal, a loud noise of footsteps was heard, and so they turned towards the direction to take a look. In amazement, they saw some men well-suited standing. Unknown to them that they are the target of the men they stare, they sat and watch as the men make their way into the restaurant, going straight to their informant who was already seated in the restaurant. The informant suddenly raised his head, gazing towards them. In shock, the family were startled as the men came over to join them at their table. The men, seated with them, didn't utter a word but waited for their order. Suddenly, their leader walked in and asked every other person in the restaurant to leave. Alerted, the family sensed danger. They immediately started to communicate in their minds in order to plan how to escape. The mother told her children that as soon as she keeps her hands on the table, they should immediately make a move to escape. Instantly, the leader of the men approached their table. As he arrived, the mother made the sign and she disappeared. The daughter changed into a sparrow, and the son changed into a bear as they ran out of the restaurant. The incident created a big shock. The men then began to chase and shoot them, but the leader in rage shouted aloud to his men to hold their fire. In dissatisfaction, he slapped one of the men close to him, asking angrily, "Who gave you the order to shoot?" He immediately ordered the men to pursue them, emphasizing that he wants the family alive, and his men rushed into their cars, chasing the family. The mother was far away watching her children, giving them instructions and telling them where to follow. The researcher that came with the men in suit was chasing the sparrow. The sparrow did all she could to hide from the researcher, but she was also mesmerized by the beauty of the researcher as she was flying and watching the researcher in admiration. However, she was faced with a danger ahead because her attention was not fully focused on her escape and suddenly ran into a spider web on a tree. She used all her strength to break free as the researcher was edging closer. She then broke free, and this time she was focused and flew above the researcher to the direction given by her mom, which made her safe at that moment. Meanwhile, her brother, as he ran, broke into any obstacle while running to the direction given to him by his mother, which saved him too. The mother, seeing her children safe, silently walked past the men to gather information on what was going on. The information she gathered was 1. They were a target. 2. They were needed to be caught alive. 3. They were chased because the community reported that they were feared because of their powers. 4. They wanted to run a research on them. The mother then realized that if they are caught, they would lose their freedom forever. So she hurried back to the location where her children are and told them all she heard, and also told them to rest because they are going to flee the next morning. But the son, who is the bear, was angry that why should they run? The mother calmed him down and told him that they have equipment she had never seen before, and she needs him and his sister alive with her. Hearing that, the son calmed down and went to sleep lying beside his sister. The mother stood up to check around before sleeping off. In the middle of the night, the mother heard footsteps approaching and immediately woke her children up. They then fled to the next community. But they didn't stop there. They continued till they got to a place made for persons like them. However, they have seen what they only heard in stories and couldn't believe what happened to them. But after all, they joined in and felt free. Watch out for part 2, the fight between humans and mutants.